Have you ever thought about the fact that you can vary your level of intensity when communicating? So you can make a request or say no with varying levels, because sometimes we don't actually even want to ask. Sometimes we want to ask indirectly, and sometimes we want to ask firmly, tentatively or firmly. There's these variations. This comes from a DBT skill. It's a simplified version of a skill in dialectic behavior therapy. And it's not what's good or bad, which one's the best one to use. It's what works. So we want to look at the situation we're in and then decide what's going to be most effective. So for example, I want to know that I don't want to ask while we're watching a movie or while I'm listening to someone tell a story. I might not want to ask in that moment. I want to be able to hold off and not ask. That's a skill. On the other hand, sometimes we want to be indirect. So for example, I might want to feel, if I'm a teenager, I might want to feel out my parent about, will they let me go to the city? Will they, what do they think about the prom or some event that's going on? I might want to give feel for them. And so I might indirectly ask them what they think about, what someone's doing. And certainly there are times when we need to ask firmly. If I'm really thirsty or I'm really hungry and I can feel my body needs food or needs water, even if I am somewhere at a restaurant, at someone's home, and I feel a little uncomfortable, asking firmly is what works and is effective. When I think about this, I also talk to people about where do they naturally fall. So I come from a family where we are very direct in our communication. So we fall down at the 4s and the 5s, right? We're pretty direct. And I happen to marry someone who's quite opposite, where he and his family are very indirect. They will just either not ask or ask indirectly. Now, these are ways that either reflect the way our brain works, it reflects the culture we grew up in, or it reflects some of the myths or societal beliefs or personal beliefs that we have about ourselves. So get to know yourself. Get to know where you fall, and don't just stay there because that's who you are. Learn to vary your level of intensity so that you're more effective in your communication.